Alright, after months of waiting, we finally got some big Vanguard Zero news. So yesterday there was a stream as usual on a Tuesday that they basically talked about upcoming products, the next season, Vanguard Zero and stuff like that. As for the new season, they basically just announced that we're getting like a next part for the Shin anime, and it's going to be a 4-year time skip where everybody's a bit older, and it's going to be kind of connecting to the like backstory of G in a way, so that way we have this like coherent timeline to all of Vanguard so far at least, which I mean makes me question if we're gonna get an actual G reboot anime after this, or if they're gonna actually go to the next thing, which I kind of hope they go to the next thing. As much as I love G, I'm sure all you guys know, it hasn't been that long since G, and I'd much rather that they focus on a new anime and a new series to get new players into the game rather than, you know, just banking on nostalgia all the time. So that's it for the anime news. Angels are getting a robot, which I'm very excited about as an Angel player. I have been not too excited about the new support. I initially was, but then suddenly I was just like, never mind, this isn't good. So I'm really excited to see where it's going to go with that upcoming set. So probably going to get that in like April or something in English, so it's like half a year away actually, so it's a pretty long time, but it'll be just in time for the end of Springfest, or like the middle of Springfest maybe even, so that'll be exciting for sure. But the main topic of this video, because I'm sure everybody already covered the cards and stuff, is Vanguard Zero. So we finally got a release date for Vanguard Zero, which will be the 5th of December. Now this is the Japanese release date, and I will be playing on the Japanese version as I did for the beta, because I mean I speak the language, I can read, so it's fine for me. But I will be making content for the game as I did for the beta, so you can expect streams and videos, you know, and all that kind of stuff. It's going to be a bit more exciting than EX in my opinion, from a just competitive standpoint, just because it will be a game that keeps updating and releasing new stuff. And I think it's going to be like with EX, we ran into the problem where after a month of streaming and playing it and uploading videos for it, it kind of became stale a little bit, because it's the same format. We won't be getting new cards until a new game releases in about a year or so, and so that just makes it a bit unfortunate, and like in the end, because I mean that's just the approach that Furyu takes. Instead of adding new sets as DLC, they just release a new game after a year, but you're stuck with this game that's just stuck in VEB09 meta forever. So in terms of content, Zero is looking really good. Then they did announce some stuff for Zero on top of that. So with the upcoming Bermuda set, which is Crystal Melody, they're doing a special thing where essentially you're going to be able to, when you buy boxes of Crystal Melody, you're going to get a serial code in the box as a box topper, which will give you sleeves in Vanguard Zero. So these are some examples, which is it's just going to be for Bermuda. I really hope they keep doing this for future sets, because I mean, even those of you that, you know, are English speakers and, you know, play in like, you know, Asia, etc., where the Japanese format is played, you know, this is quite nice because you can still pick up the Japanese boxes and use those codes in game, and like if you don't, you can give it to your friends that use that do play Zero. But I think it's quite cool. There's gonna be 13 different designs, which I guess gives us, I mean, it's probably gonna be the colorful pastel girls plus like these 4 plus like what, another 4, which I mean, considering how many iconic units there are for Bermuda, that's not that hard. But what I'm really hoping for going forward for, you know, the game and releases, that they keep doing this for every set. I think, unfortunately, I'm pretty sure they're only going to do this for this set. Another thing that actually says at the bottom left of this screenshot is that this is for Android only. I'm not really sure why it's Android only. I really wish it was iOS too, because I mean, like, you can technically play the game on both, especially because emulating Android is so easy on computer. So it's kind of strange, but yeah, so you can get these sleeves and, well, another 9 designs that we haven't seen yet as sleeves in Zero, so that's definitely very cool. Then on top of that, Zero will be at Comiket 97 in the Bushroad booth, and you'll get some special, you know, illustration goods and stuff like that. But then some of the other stuff that they talked about essentially is that, so the game is releasing on the 5th, but they did put up a fan kit online that you can check out to download a bunch of like icons and like Twitter headers, mobile wallpapers and stuff like that. So if you want to pimp out your online profile or your phone, I guess, or PC with some of these cool new decals and whatnot, then yeah, that's the place for you. I'll leave it in the description. And then the most important thing I think going forward, you know, just getting close to the release date, is that it is possible to pre-download the app already on iOS. So they tweeted out today actually, so I'm glad that I waited a day to upload this, that you can already pre-download the game It will release on the 5th in Japan, but if it does release on the 5th in Japan at midnight, that means that we'll have it in Europe and the US on the 4th of December. So that's definitely pretty cool. We'll be able to play it from the Wednesday, so that's really nice. It's actually just 2 weeks away now, so it's really, really soon. Yeah, so we'll see how the game is. I hope that the pull rates and stuff aren't too hard, and I hope that overall it's a pretty generous game. Knowing Bushiroad with their mobile games, they're like semi-generous. They're not like the side games level generous, but they're relatively generous, but they're not like FGO not generous, you know, so relatively generous. So I have relatively high expectations as well, but hopefully the game isn't too much of a pay to win and you can grind out and just play a lot to get decks and stuff like that. So I'm still probably going to spend for it, but hopefully not too much is what I'm trying to hopefully go for here. So yeah, that's kind of the most important Zero news so far. So I do recommend following the official Japanese Zero Twitter as well as the English one. I'll leave links in the description to both, because I mean the Japanese one is posting news every single day basically now, and I think they'll put up whatever, you know, download links for Android as soon as possible as well. And they're just doing little news segments for these coming 2 weeks before the game releases. But yeah, so it's definitely very exciting. I know the question you're all thinking is, what about English release? Well, the official English Vanguard Zero Twitter did post about the Japanese release, but they said that the English one will be coming soon. What soon is, we don't know yet. Hopefully January at latest, maybe February, the super latest. I really hope that it's something like that. Unfortunately, we don't know for now, so all we can really do is wait. And I mean, I will post guides like I did for Vanguard DX. I will post videos translating the menus and stuff like that so that it's easier for you guys to get into Zero as well, even with a Japanese version. If you don't know how to make a Japanese iTunes account, I will leave a link in the description to a tutorial. It's definitely not that hard, but it is a bit of a hassle, so it may take some time, and you know, it's only if you really do want to go for it. But yeah, so that's it for this little video talking about the stuff we know about Zero. I thought it was worth mentioning because I mean I have posted quite a lot of content for the game already, so I do want to keep you guys updated since we finally got a release date for the Japanese version. So that's gonna be it for me today. Don't forget to check out all the stuff in the description, like the Twitch channel, second channel, etc. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.